by your presence here this afternoon, you pay tribute to the memory of a woman who was dear to us all. Monica was born on September 13th, 1954 in Los Angeles and grew up in Palos Verdes, California. Her curiosity and zest for life started at a young age. She never stopped singing, talking, and asking questions. Monica was an explorer and went on many spirited adventures with her older brother Mark, who's with us today. When she wasn't exploring, she was caring deeply for her animals and teaching them incredible tricks. She spoke fondly of making her own little cat circus, where they would perform tricks like jumping through her arms. In high school, you would find her at Rat Beach, surfing and playing guitar with friends. She was independent, dynamic, and oblivious to all the boys who were in love with her. After high school, Monica moved to Forest Grove, Oregon, and received a studio art degree from Pacific University. She found her passion for working with children while teaching art classes in Forest Grove. Yes, I'm sure she would love to hear the sound of children. If your children squawk, do not worry about it, just let it be. Monica moved to Timber Canyon in her sophomore year of college and knew right away that those beautiful, peaceful woods would be her home. After marrying fellow musician Lee Barrett, Monica raised two children, Moses and Ella, in her home in the woods. She also helped to support a whole tribe of children and their parents during summers filled with campfires, music, and love. Monica created a safe space for all people of all ages, and she listened in a way that allowed each to feel uniquely seen and heard. Because of this, there are many here today who saw her as a second mother or soul sister. Her greatest joy in life was spending time with her children and nurturing the heathen canyon community. And while she was most certainly a mom, Monica was also a badass play therapist and advocate for early childhood intervention. She worked at Head Start for over 25 years and helped develop its first Birth to 3 program, which helped incarcerated moms stay connected to their children. She touched the lives of thousands and teachers and students over her 40-year career, but if you asked her directly about her biggest achievement, she would recollect the individual bonds she formed with the struggling children who needed her the most. Monica was an incredibly active woman. In her youth, she was passionate about surfing and skiing, and many of you know what a phenomenal disc golfer she was. She won the Frisbee Masters 4 times, often in a miniskirt. Monica was a force of nature. She was diagnosed with a degenerative lung disease at the age of 35. She beat breast cancer twice. And in recent years, Monica defied not only her doctor's expectations, but gravity itself, walking and singing with a 14% lung capacity, even on her final day. Coming together today, we represent different aspects of her life. We are family, friends, neighbors, and former colleagues, co-creators of a community that includes those present and those who could not attend, but equally hold Monica in their hearts. We gather today to mourn the loss of this special soul and to show our love and respect for all that she was and all that we are because of her. Now, as we all know, Monica was one of a kind, so perhaps it will make you smile to know that when she and I spoke in the last week of her life, she asked me to pause at this stage of her memorial service and lead you in something she used to do with her preschoolers. So if you will indulge Monica for a moment, I'm going to take a seat in front of you and ask you to follow me in a rain song. Can you all see me?
Yes.
Okay. Do not be shy. Just do as I do. Well done. Well, thank you all for joining in on that. Now, you may wonder why, of all things, Monica would ask me to lead you in that. And the reason is this. She wanted to clear the air, so to speak, as rain does in real life. She wanted you to let go of any regrets you might have, any bad feelings or memories that you might be clouding your soul right now. And she wanted me to invite you into the present moment. Sacred space. So let us proceed now with this service, hearts, minds, spirits open to the sacred time together. Moses is now going to sing a song requested by his mom, Blackbird. That will be followed by his eulogy.
This is my mother's guitar.
Blackbird singing in the dead of the rain. Take these broken wings, learn to fly. All your life, you're only waiting this moment to rise. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly. Into the light of the dark, Blackbird sing in the dead of the night. Take his broken wings to learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting this moment to rise. You were only waiting this moment to rise. You were only waiting this moment to be free.
I always messed up that last bit when Mom was here too. So. Seems appropriate. Hey there, everybody. Thank you for coming. As I look around this room at the faces of the people assembled here to celebrate Monica Barrett, I am reminded of what a large and broad impact my mother had on so many people's lives. There's a saying that is often bandied about communities like ours: it takes a village to raise a child. And while I still deeply believe this to be true, I would like to add an addendum. It took Monica Barrett to raise this village. When asked about my mother's illness, people would often say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I always thought that was a little bit funny because she never seemed to be sorry. Putting on socks in the morning was a task for my mother. But while her disease might have slowed the general pace of things, I don't think it ever slowed her down. Not where life was concerned, or where loving people was concerned. When asked about my upbringing and my mother, I often say I was raised by a professional parent. And while my mother's career in childcare speaks for itself, her gifts at connecting with children, or at times grown people acting like children, go so far beyond anything that a teaching certificate could describe. People, when speaking about my mother, often talk about being seen in their whole self, and being loved and accepted in their whole self. That is a powerful gift. A gift that my mother used passionately in her work and also with her friends and with her children, the many children that she helped raise. It has been an absolute honor and a privilege to be one of Monica Barrett's children. And I know that my brothers and sisters, be they blood or chosen family, feel that very same way. While my mother might not be around in a physical sense, I still feel her. I feel her here in the community that she has built. I feel her in the person that she helped me to be. And when the loss of my mother's physical presence cuts sharp and fresh, I make ranch dressing. And I put it on a simple salad with brewer juice. And I feel her there too.
You'll now hear from Monica's daughter.
I'm moving in. In the last month of my mom's life, I kept searching for the right words to tell her how much she meant to me. After pouring for months, I knew all I had left to say was thank you. I read her this letter in the final week of her life, and she asked me to share it with you all. Mama Bear. That's what I call her. She called me Baby Bear. She called him Mosey Bear. Thank you for teaching me from day one that who I am and who other people are is okay. That people are the way they are for a reason. Thank you for teaching me that the universe is inherently good. Thank you for modeling how to listen and accept someone's full being. Thank you for teaching me to advocate fiercely for myself and others, that we are stronger together. Thank you for teaching me that my job on this planet and our job together is to help validate each other by simply asking, "How are you? And what do you need?" And then stop talking. Just stop talking. Thank you for modeling that tough life experiences are unavoidable, that they do not break us, but only strengthen our spirit and our community. Thank you for modeling that complaining and feeling sorry for ourselves doesn't get us anywhere. Thank you for teaching me to love good food and good music and the company of every single person I will ever meet on this planet. Thank you for allowing me to make my own decisions from a very young age, even if other people really didn't agree that that was the right decision. Thank you for teaching me acceptance and non-judgmentalness on the deepest human level. Thank you for fostering a safe space and a home and a loving community that inspires me every single day. Thank you for helping me feel safe in my own skin.
Look great.
Thanks. Thank you for helping me fall in love with the woods and the trees and the hummingbirds, even though I wanted to live in town and be normal. Thank you for teaching me that good juju and positive thinking plant incredible seeds for the future. Thank you for modeling that play at any age is one of life's best gifts. Thank you for showing me that although independence and strength as a woman may scare people, there is no other way. Thank you for teaching me that true leadership is holding space for others' pain and anxiety and fear, and most importantly, their joy. Oh, y'all, this is hard. Thank you for modeling the sweetest, most loving, and reciprocal friendship with Sarah Crow. Your love is so inspiring. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for teaching me to love life's simple pleasures, like People magazine, frozen chicken pot pies, movies that are rated 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Law & Order SVU. Thank you for teaching me that you are best served by expecting to do things twice. It's really helpful. Thank you for modeling the magical properties of children. Parenting and being an auntie is the greatest gift. Thank you for seeing us when we felt most unseen and unknowable. And finally, thank you for being our mentor, our strategist, our auntie, our best friend, and most importantly, our mom. So after reading this, she said to me, well, we cried for like 10. Critical. So after reading this, she said, wow, you have got it all, and it's a miracle what you and I have had in this lifetime together. And having Monica in our lives does feel like a miracle, and we have all learned so much from her example. In the last 2 weeks of her life, I was trying to squeeze every ounce of wisdom I possibly could from her. You all know I really like to be prepared, as much as humanly possible. So I wanted to know, what can we do to carry you forward, Mom? And as an activist and a political organizer, I wanted to know how we can take action in her memory. And her wisdom was really simple, which was annoying. She said, I want you to connect. I want you to trust one another, to fully accept others and create safe space for each other's needs, even when that may seem in conflict with our own. To trust that all of our needs can be met if we trust each other. So we have all been comforted in the last month by the fact that my mom's spirit would live on in the actions we take to support each other and build this community. She said to me several times that we have what we need. We have everything that we need. And when you walked in, you picked up a Monica Barrett juju stone. Did everyone get one? Okay. Okay, so we would love for everyone to take out their stone and hold it really tightly in your hand. So we want everyone to take a minute to hold on to their gem and put in as much positive juju of your own as you possibly can, and think of what action you are going to take from this moment forward to honor my mom's spirit and continue her life throughout this community. So this stone can be a reminder for us all to bring a little bit of Monica Barrett wisdom into our lives each day. Thank you.
Bravo. We have a special surprise for you now, which is a message from Monica. Her brother Mark is going to come up and share it with you now.
Well, greetings. My name is Mark. I was blessed and lucky enough to simply grow up as Monica's brother. We can share more about that later. At this time, I'd like to share with you a message from Monica for you. This was written in response to the flood of letters and mail and social media, Facebook and pictures and Carrie Bridges' responses that she was inundated with. She loved all this. As you can see from the gathering here, she would have loved to spend a private moment with all of you. And this is just a sprinkling here of Monica's influence. She did not physically manage that. So she wrote this, and I hope you feel that. It's funny, she wrote this document and submitted it, and the website lost it. And she tried to write and recall, and it wouldn't come. And she tried to write and recall, and it wouldn't come. Several days later, her daughter sat down, and it flooded back to open-minded and teachable. There is always a reason for such loss, and there is always something wondrous to take its place around the corner you can carry with us. So I ask you not to feel loss. I invite you to feel and live these words from her spirit and heart. This is a message from Monica to you. Every morning, it takes me half a day to be ready to live that day in my physical body. A load of inhalers, vitamins, and my green smoothie lined up before me. I breathe, play with my oxygen levels, chew, play with my oxygen levels, digest, play with my oxygen levels. This routine leaves me very little time and energy to do the only thing I want to do now, feel deeply. Each day, I am living with passion and am more in touch with my soul than I have ever been. Once I have enough time in touch with my own soul, there is nothing more powerful than having my soul touch your soul. The synergy it creates feeds you, me, and the universe. Over the last year, we have all been on a journey to make that happen. It happened in little bits, sandwiched by big amounts of downtime. I want to be clear that it will never seem like enough, but to everyone I want to say, your messages have been received. Even if I haven't seen you directly, thank you. Ella has created the opportunities. Thank you, Ella. Mission accomplished. The jukebox in timber. Thank you, Moses. Your music speaks to my soul. Music is my favorite connection tool. In the letters I receive, you describe being seen by me. You know what I see when I look at you? I see your incredible soul, your passion, your goodness, and I find a place to connect. That moment is a gift from you to me. I don't do anything. I trust. I accept. I believe people are good. Do you know what I feel? I feel humble. I feel honored. I feel loved. Your love and connection has sustained me. Thank you.
We're going to hear another piece of music that Monica loved. And while we hear it, I'm hoping that you'll start to think about some short story or memory that you have, because following the music, we're going to open up that mic and ask folks to come up and help us feel Monica by sharing those stories.
Don't need those anymore.
If you know the words, feel free to sing along.
It's also in your program.
Oh! Comes a time when we're drifting. Comes a time when we settle down. Comes a light, feelings lifting. Live like baby right up off the ground. So comes a time.
You and I, we were captured.
We took our souls and we flew away.
You were right. We were given. That's
How we kept what we gave away. Oh, this whole world keeps spinning around. It's no wonder tall trees ain't breaking down. Comes a time, comes a time, comes a time, comes a time. You and I, we were captured. We took our souls and we flew away. We were right, we were given. That's how we kept what we gave away. Oh, this whole world keeps spinning round. It's no wonder tall trees ain't breaking down. Comes a time, 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 comes a time.
My name is Laura, for those who may not know me. My eyes may be squinting and swollen with tears as I try to read my words, but my brain swells with memories. And after 40 years of life, shared with wonder, how do I start? Perhaps with a few stories. The ladybug bush is one of my favorites. At the timber home, it was about 2 by 2 feet, and it was encased with thousands and thousands of these delicate creatures. We gently scooped up a handful and let them crawl all over us before helping them find their way back home. And that was a glorious feeling. Alan and Moses would know if that fish has ever come back. Mike just did one time, and that's for Mike and me. Another story is hiking up at Wind River in search of these remote hot springs that surface only for our birthday, our September birthdays, only to massage a pint of olive oil in our hair and bodies. We like the natural look. But then proceeded to slip and fall on every boulder on our way back home. And surviving a spring snowstorm, a severe whiteout coming from her parents' Lake Tahoe home. We were the last ones allowed over the pass before they shut it down. We didn't have chains for my old Fiat. The heater died, and so did the wipers that were caked with ice. Snow. We felt a little desperate. But we knew not to stop. And that's the way Monica lived life. She created new tracks soul and spirit. Sometimes I can't, for these moments with Monica are far too intimate to describe. Our confidences are tapped into a colorful part of our hearts. She never failed in loving her family and community, and I will always cherish our life as sisters. Monica will live strong in our hearts forever. Thank you.
My name is Molly, and I am a grown-up child of our Human Canyon tribe. And I wrote this letter to Monica. I'll share it now, and it was too hard to change it from a letter to her to something else. So I'm just going to read it as the letter to her that I wrote. Super sad.
That's Molly.
Dearest Monica, you have made my life better from the beginning. You have served as my good therapist, my friend, and my mentor. When I was little, you guided me through a life that felt tricky and confusing. When I felt like I held no power, you gave me some. When I felt confused, you gave me clarity, though I didn't know these concepts at 7. You skillfully gave me these gifts. When I needed to just play, you gave me that space too. You shared your space, your love, and your leg warmers with me. I am grateful for all of these things, especially the black and white striped leg warmers. They were the coolest. When I was a young woman, you became my friend. Lucky me. I looked at the way you interacted with our community. You guided us. You are more than an auntie. You are our matriarch. We all look to you for guidance, even if we're just glancing from the corners of our eyes, especially the 20-somethings among us who are just figuring it out. Your kindness and gentleness, the way you listen, really listen, has become a tenet of my life. I will channel your patience and understanding every day to help me as I interact with my friends, and especially those that are not my friends. I strive to be the kind of friend that you are. It is no coincidence that you are a central figure in our community. What you have done in Heathen Canyon for us and for you is no less than spectacular. You created a space for everyone. Everyone. Now that I am a mama, I am reflecting on the way that you parented your amazing children. Again, kindness and understanding and gentleness rule the day. I strive to practice what I watched you so skillfully do with your sweet babies and the babies of our community. The way you can get to the heart of the matter, the way you instinctively know what a child needs is beautiful. I have watched you. And I am practicing my own brand of Monica Barrett love. My babies are better off because of what you have given me. I feel super sad. Your legacy has a large net. My girls will be better people because of what I've learned from you and because of their brief interactions with you. I believe that they will interact with their friends in a way that will emulate the goodness that they have learned from you. They feel it when they are near you. What a safe space you make for everyone around you. Thank you for what you have done for my family. I love you with a very big and grateful love.
Well, it's no coincidence that 2 members of my family are up here. Monica is, and has been for a long time, a master at process. And most of us here have been a party to that mastery at one time or another. She was trained in the science and in the art of how we live and what we do. She became a leader in her career and a leader in our small community. And to see her wield her skill with children, co-workers, family, and friends is a very cool thing. You'll have to forgive me today as I mix my verb tenses. To a large extent right now, to me, and I can tell to all of you, Monica still is. She is here, and she is out there with all of you. We've all connected with Monica in various ways over the years, and we share those connections in common. For some of us who met when we were in our 20s, we connected with Monica through our music. Man, were those good days for us. Those first campfires together, singing those songs that we still love. We captivated each other, really. And we were definitely captivated by Monica. That voice, that presence, the way she drank you in when you talked to her. She was one of our stars. I have a special relationship with Monica. We connect on a level that is unique to me and her. This makes me smile for a number of reasons, one of which is that right now, almost every one of you is saying the same thing that you're saying. I have a special relationship too. And it is true, isn't it? You know, there's no doubt that she's one of those kinds of people who have the amazing capacity to make us all, each one of us, feel special. And we have that in common when we think about her. And through the years, some of us couldn't get enough. To Monica's Heathen Canyon gang, who shall go nameless, protect the guilty. But you know who you are. There's a back. Think of how many times we gathered in the canyon together. The home and the life that Monica made there with her family became our home and our life too. And I am humbled and I'm honored when I think of what they shared with us. The past few months have been a powerful experience for those of us who shared Monica's life. And guess who was out there leading us all through the process? Monica guided us through her journey, and she provided ways for us to feel okay about what was happening. We gathered, and we partied, we cried, but most of all, we lived our good life. You know, that was the point. And along with Ella and Moses and Brother Mark, they provided that for us. And that is really a beautiful thing. I joked with her a couple of months ago when I became aware of how much she was doing with her lists and her plans and her taking care of how the experience was for all her family and friends. I was concerned that maybe she was doing too much. But when I visited her and saw her sitting cross-legged on her bed, all yogi-like, in front of the computer, and she turned and she smiled at me, I realized, damn right she's sitting down at the computer taking care of business. And damn right she's caring for her family and looking after their best interests and thinking about her friends and how we were all feeling. When I mentioned it to her, she shrugged, she gave me that smile again, and said, "That's right, dear. That's how we do it, isn't it?" And I laughed and I nodded my head and I agreed with her. Yep, that's how we do it, Monica. So I say to her now, that's the way we'll keep doing it. And to you I say, as always know, that even though she's passed, she's not gone, Monica will be right there with us as we continue to live our good life and sing our songs So here's to Monica, here's to us.
Hey, my name's Dave, and Monica actually called me Dav or Dauber. It's a childhood nickname that she called me until I was 32. And I wrote this, I put it on the internet, and then Moses and Ella asked if I could read it, so I'm going to read it. Monica Barrett was a hero of mine. One time I was teaching preschool out on the playground behind the Head Start that Monica helped start and run. And there was a little kid who was 3 or 4, was throwing rocks at the other kids. And this had been going on every recess for weeks. This is a complexly stressful situation for a teacher, one that kind of breaks your heart. Because, of course, your first job is to keep all the other kids safe. But your second job, and maybe the reason you started teaching at Head Start in the first place, is to help out the kid who's throwing rocks every day, to maybe not throw rocks at the other kids anymore. And maybe this is a kid that came up in a household filled with violence and anger, where people that they looked up to often hurt other people, and where they came to learn that the world was a chaotic and dangerous place in which they were powerless. And you can hold that kid and calm him and say, it's okay, you're worthy of love, but we don't throw rocks at our friends at school. Sometimes people, and this is 4-year-olds and also adults, are not able to easily translate that logic into action. So you're both of you, the teacher and the kid, stuck in a cycle, and it's squaring into a groove where you want to help this kid out of, and you can't help him out of it. And meanwhile, other little kids are getting pelted with rocks. So I was out on the playground, and this kid was throwing rocks, and I told him to stop, and he stopped for a minute, and then he'd pick up more rocks, and another rock, and throw another kid. And my 19-year-old heart was just breaking with frustration. And then, for a completely unrelated reason, my boss's boss, Monica Barrett, walks out on the playground. And at this point, she'd been teaching so long that she didn't do much teaching anymore. She was just sitting up in an office all day, dealing with grants and spreadsheets and requests for time off. So I didn't actually get to see her at work that often. She walks out on the playground, my boss's boss, and she sees a kid throwing rocks at another kid. And I'm wondering, all right, what am I going to do now? What's going to happen? And without stopping, without breaking stride, Monica walks up to that kid, the one that's busy hurting other kids. And perhaps unexpectedly, she's got a soft smile on her lips, what I call a beatific smile. It's a sort of calm half smile you recognize on the Mona Lisa, or a statue of the Buddha, or a painting of the Christ. A smile that's impossible to possess without a centered awareness and acceptance of everything that's happening in that moment. She moves to the kid, and she looks at him, and she's not stern, she's not scolding, she's assertive, but most of all with eyes of genuine love and compassion. And she crouches down, and she says to the kid, hey, how are you doing? And that's all she says. And she looks at the kid, and the kid looks at her, she's looking at him, and I can't really imagine what's going on in that kid's mind exactly. I don't know what he's gone through in his short life, although I can promise you it hasn't probably been a very easy 4 years. But in that moment, he's being not looked at, but seen, with true, simple love and compassion. And I can't imagine exactly what he's feeling, but there's no way to be a human being and to receive love like that and not be moved, enriched, made more whole and more yourself. And so the kid is transfixed and calming and coming into stillness that I'd never seen in him before. And the moment lingers, and then the kid's fist softens, and without prompting, he drops the rock, which was not surprising. How could he not drop the rock? And then he shakes his head and laughs, and he runs off to play with the other kids. And today, at least, he's not throwing rocks at the other kids anymore. And it's not because she made him into a different person. She helped bring him back to who he really was, himself. And I'm looking at Monica like, I've just seen a miracle. I don't mean that in terms of hyperbole. I mean an actual miracle, right? Not in terms of making the impossible possible, but if God is love, then I'm a miracle in terms of seeing the face of God. And Monica looks back at me like, Ain't no thanks. And she's just living her life. This is an everyday occurrence. This is just one of a million interactions with kids, often troubled kids, in her long career as an educator. But if you could have been there, I'm sure you'd agree with something. This was not an isolated incident, because she wasn't summoning an in case of emergency break glass type superpower. She was just being present for that kid, the way she's been present for every person I ever saw her interact with in all the decades that I knew her. It was that moment and another like it, and another, stretching out in both directions, an unbroken chain of love and compassion through every day and week and month of her life. And this little story I just cherry-picked as one illustration of the example that she set for me and for most of my closest friends, just by the way she lived. There's a million stories just like that from everybody who knew her. And it's not what she did, it's who she was. And also, this is unrelated but important, when we were college age, she really knew how to drink. She was a great person. My life has changed and better for having known her, and by me should be dearly missed. Thanks.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about, just a short minute, just like Dave did, where Monica reached out and just got somebody's attention. Dizzy Gillespie played the Portland Airport Hilton in the last year of his life. We went out to see Dizzy Gillespie, and we were, before the show, Dizzy's at the bar, and he's sitting up against the bar like this. And I don't know what planet Dizzy was on, but he was just being Dizzy. Dizzy Gillespie. Dizzy fucking Gillespie. And so I say, hey Diz, can I buy you a drink? Monica leans in. And those of us who have played music with Monica, when Monica leans in, and with that voice, she leans in and she goes, hey, Diz. Say that again. He was on her like a laser. Say that again. Hey, Diz. You have the most amazing voice. Say that one more time. Hey, Diz. And that's the story.
Okay, just to follow that up, I'm Mona, and I had a great honor to sing with Monica, and I was going to mention that if you've heard her sing, we were in a band called the Casaba. And that was many, many, many years ago. And Monica had the most gorgeous voice I have ever heard. And I sing in the choirs here at this church. I've heard thousands of people sing. I've never heard anybody sing like Monica. She had this most, you should have been going, hey, Dizzy. It was so luscious, and we will all remember Monica's voice.
I'm Kristen Noel, and to make that voice story a little longer, I knew Monica when she came to work at Head Start in Cornelius, Community Action Head Start. I'm not tall and beautiful. And she was Monica Dunn. And when she would call the parents, they'd say, is this a man? And to get serious for a moment, in 1980, my little sister, who was exactly the same age as Monica, was dying. She was 27 years old. Monica was so kind to go with me to the hospital as my sister was dying. at just another kind gesture of a big heart, as we know. And Monica said, you know, this is a wake-up call. I'm impacted by this. And what a sisterly way to treat somebody, the most important time. And so now, as we gather together, I just want us to remember what a sister we have in Monica. Thanks.
The time of sharing stories in this space is over, but shortly we're going to be moving into reception space. We'll all be able to tell our favorite Monica stories. But before we do that, I want to invite you to do a response, call and response with me. And my part will change with each line, but yours will always be the same. And it's called, your part will say, we will remember. Try that. We will remember. When we make music together, we will remember. When we play frisbee golf, we will remember. When we listen to the children, we will remember. When we feel joy and connection with friends and family, we will remember. When we have decisions that are hard to make, we will remember. In the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we will remember. At the rising of the sun and at its going down, we will remember. As long as we live, Monica too shall live, for she is now a part of us as we remember her. As we prepare to leave this sacred space, we take our memories of Monica with us. Let us also take a deeper understanding that our lives are brief and precious. So let us go with a renewed commitment to live life as fully as possible. Now, right after this service, the family invites all of us to join them for dinner and drinks in a room that's down the hall. Just follow the crowds. They'll be going out to your right. It's at the very end. I look forward to sharing more memories with Monica with you there. And for anyone who cannot attend, let me encourage you to honor Monica by embracing peace and practicing love in all that you do. Amen. Amen.
Comes a time when we settle down. Comes a life, feelings lifting. Live that baby right up off the ground. Oh, this old world keeps spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. Comes a time. Comes a time, comes a time, comes a time. You and I, we were captured, took our souls and we flew away. We were right, we were given, that's how we kept what we gave away. Oh, this old world keeps spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. Comes a time, comes a time, comes a time, comes a time. Comes a time, comes a time, comes a time, comes a time, comes a time.